Before we go through this, I would like to remind you with our discussion last Sunday. Do you remember last Sunday our discussion was about whom? It was about the Samaritan woman. This woman who left her water pot, took her way into the city, preaching the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and teaching us a lesson how to cast away from our hearts the love of possessions, the love of pride, and the love of pleasures. Do you remember that? So that was the lesson, and that was the weapon that we have learned about last Sunday. Someone might ask, how long would it take me to get there? It is extremely hard to clean my heart from the love of things. It is not easy at all. And I am really willing to be fully dedicated to God, but I don't think I can wait that long. Let us today hear another story. A story about a certain man who had an infirmity for 38 years. I think we've heard about this paralyzed man many years ago. Each year during the Great Lent, we listen to the story about the paralyzed man from the Gospel according to our teacher St. John. Correct? What about this man? Such a very long time, 38 years. Can you imagine? Many of us are probably younger than this. 38 years is another lifetime. And all this time, where was he waiting? Was he waiting in his room, on a cozy bed, or in an air-conditioned place? Actually, no. He was waiting by the side of a pool, the pool of Bethesda, and he was just waiting, facing all the challenges that can be met with someone like this, especially when he had nobody at all to take care of him. I would like to ask you a question. How do you think this man was spending this time? What was he doing during this time? Actually, St. John didn't tell what he was doing, but I would like to ask you, what do you think he was doing for long 38 years, paralyzed and waiting by the poolside? What do you think he was doing? Yes. Trying to ask people to help him. Certainly, yes, could be. Trying to get money. Probably he was begging because he had no other means of earning money. Yes. Trying to get to the pool. Yes, certainly, because there was an angel that came down from heaven every once in a while, stir up this water so that the first who gets into the water might be healed. So he was trying to get help. He was trying to get into the water. He was trying to get some money to support himself. He was begging for money. Yes. Exactly, Kyrillos. This is the most important thing. Well, I believe the most important thing he was doing all the time, he was calling for the help of God. God, please help me. I need your help. It's been such a very long time. I am waiting and waiting and waiting. Every time the angel comes down from heaven, stir up the water, people come before me and they get well. I am waiting and I have no one to help me. So he must have been praying all this time, besides all the other things that you've mentioned as well, certainly. But after all these years, 38 years, probably it's triple the age of any of us, the Lord came to him, and came to him specifically. And what did the Lord say to him? He told him, rise, take up your bed, and walk. And what happened? Immediately the man was made well. And by this he taught us a very important lesson. A very important lesson about being what? Being what? Being what? patient, exactly, about being patient. He was patient and he persevered all this time, waiting for God to do something. And probably this is a virtue that many of us are lacking, even the adults, and probably myself. Many times I don't feel patient enough, waiting for God to come and help me. But this man gave us a great example in patience, just like this little kid we saw in the video. Did you see the little kid? Did he have anything? Did he have any arms? No. Did he have any legs? He didn't have anything. And he was required to go upstairs and then come down again. It was such a miracle, but because of his perseverance, because of his persistence, he managed to achieve this with the help of God, certainly. Let me remind you with a story. I think this story reminds me with one of our church saints. Do you remember? One of the monks, we all know his name, and he was given a hard wooden stick from his teacher. His spiritual father gave him a hard wooden stick, a dead stick. And what did he tell him to do? Go into the desert, dig this wooden stick or wooden staff, and you have to water it every day. You have to water it from a well that was 12 miles away. He had to walk all this distance. Yes, Abanoub. St. John the Short, exactly. St. John the Short, exactly. This is the one. And he had to walk this very long distance, 12 miles. Can you imagine? 12 miles every day to walk, getting water. And what is he supposed to use this water for? It could have been used for washing. It could have been used for cooking, for drinking, for cleaning, for any other useful purpose. But what did he do? He wasted this water just to put it on this wooden stick. For a day, for a week, for a month, for how long? For how long? For 3 long years. He did this for 3 long years without giving up, without quitting. He never objected and he never complained. But he took this and did this very, very, very willingly. And in the end, God saw his patience. God saw his perseverance. And what happened to this wooden stick? It blossomed and yielded beautiful and delicious fruits, which is the tree of obedience. We all remember this. You know, there was a verse in the book of St. Luke, Luke 21:19. And what does this verse say? It says, by your patience possess yourselves. Your souls, I'm sorry. By your patience possess your souls. Have you ever heard about this verse before? By your patience possess your souls. Let us say it together, please. By your patience possess your souls. What does that mean? By your patience possess your souls. Let's go back to the story of the paralyzed man. If he was not patient enough, if he did not persevere that long, what would become of him after a couple of weeks or probably a couple of months waiting by the side of the pool? What would become of him? What would he do? What would he do? Yes. He would have given up going there. If nothing is happening after a week or two, after a month or two, if he was not that patient, if he did not persevere, he would have said, no. There's no point of being here. I will stay home. I will no longer come here. He would have never returned to the pool. He would have never met with the Lord Jesus Christ. And certainly he would have never been what? Healed. Exactly. He would have never been healed. But because of his patience, his perseverance, and his durability, he waited. And he came on and on and on until God revealed himself to him and he healed him. Rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately he was healed. So let us remember this verse. Let us be patient in everything we do. Things don't happen overnight. Everything takes time, whether in life or at church with a spiritual life. Try to be patient and always remember this verse. By your patience, possess your souls. Luke 21:19. Can we say it all together just once more? By your patience, possess your souls. Luke 21:19. One more time, please. By your patience. Luke